Yo, what is up, everybody? John from Tau Tactics here, bringing you another video. Today, I wanted to walk through some of the tournament lists that have been performing well for Tau since the balanced data slate 3 weeks ago. One really cool thing that I'm going to do, and you're going to see here, is that we have good representation as far as XM1 lists across each and every detachment. So, want to walk through those with you, showcase one archetype that's kind of risen to the top, let's say, and also, before we hop into today's video, wanted to shout out our sponsor, Secondhand Geek. We recently did a giveaway. I just picked the winners. The winners are, drumroll please, Ian Pierce. Ian Pierce, you won the Shadow Sun model, and Jacob Huggins, you won the Riptide model. So check your emails. I sent you both emails confirming your address, and I'll have those shipped off as soon as possible. Also, just wanted to show you guys the Secondhand Geek website. As you can see, they do a lot more than just 40k. Age of Sigmar, tons of other games, terrain, supplies. They recently just did the website. As you can see, they've got 500 or so 40k models up on the website. That's increasing every day. So, highly recommend checking out Secondhand Geek. If you do find something you want to pick up and you want to give me a little kickback, there's a sign up link in the description below for my referral link. I would really appreciate it. Awesome. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first and foremost, we're going to look at the Battle for Middle Wisco GT. I believe 32 players here. And our friend Oliver was playing his Monka list. Tundra Tactics. Tiger shooting my way through ruins, big fishing my way to victory. So clearly there's going to be a tiger shark in this list, is what I'm gathering. He's got the double ethereal. Now I think this is interesting. I think, obviously Monka has some great strats, auto advance 6, extra AP. I think this is probably most used for -1 damage on the tiger shark. So one thing about the tiger shark is it has to, because its base is over 6 inches wide, it actually has to sit for a turn before it can activate. So what that means is you have to rapid ingress it on your opponent's turn, so it sits for that turn, and then in your turn you get to activate it. So half of the time when your opponent is going first, you can rapid ingress it on the top of turn 2, and then use it in turn 2, and then when you go first, that half of the time you get to only use it on turn 3 because you're rapid ingressing in the bottom of turn 2, using in the top turn 3. So this is all damage, all gas, no brakes, he's got 2 ion cannons, 1 railgun hammerhead. He's got the Crute unit for sticky, the triple pathfinder, which I think goes really well with a really aggressive style list because you have 30 bodies. Looks like, let's see how many he's infiltrating. He's infiltrating 1, 2, 3 of them. So probably aggressively screening with these, being opportunistic when he can and taking out opponents' scoring and making room for those big damage dealers, because as you can see, there's a few holes in this list. He's got 5 piranhas, so 10 more seeker missiles. So right now the count is at 16 seeker missiles. Then he's running a couple Skyray gunships. So between this list, in one turn, he could pump out 22 seeker missiles, wait for it, add another 6, so he can pump out 28 seeker missiles in a single turn. So this is a pure damage list. I think in the Knights meta, this could have a lot of play. Obviously, our friend Oliver here ran it to great success. So congrats, Oliver. Nice work. I thought this was a really interesting one. Next, we are at the Golden Ticket Atlanta 2025 GT, and we have our friend here, Jakopo. Now, Jakopo is also running Monka. Wanted to highlight this one as well. Also damage heavy, but a different skew, which is 6 broadsides. So interestingly enough, he's running the high yield missile pods on 4 of them, which leverage the extra AP strat really well, going up to strength 7, AP 2 for 2, and are a really good hedge in this meta, I think, both against elite infantry and knights, because they have access to lethal hits and the twin linked on the back end. He's also running the smart missile system, so that's a lot of smart missile system shots. I believe they get 4 each, so if I'm not mistaken, that's 24 smart missile system shots. Using the weapon support system to ignore hit mods, so they're going to be hitting on 4s. He's also got the triple hammerhead, so he's got all ion cannons on these, more smart missiles. So what's the count up to? If my math is right, I think they have 3 each, so it's 18 plus 18, all twin linked. He's got double Pathfinder again with he's got the one recon, the one grav inhibitor drone. So this unit will have -2 charge, probably will park near his natural expansion objective. This one will double grav inhibitor. Interesting. So they're both scouting up. They're both providing a defensive layer for all these guns. Probably going to stand one of them, I imagine, standing right in front of all those broadsides. Another one in front of those hammerheads. Imagine he's probably bringing some of those off strat reserves as well. Triple Skyray. Love to see it. More smart missiles. So really interesting list here. Definitely leaning heavier on the damage than trash, but as you can see, I think Pathfinders um, do a really good job of kind of maintaining a flex role where they both can be used as a defensive screen, but also can be used kind of offensively to pick off your opponent's screens. Next, we've got Zack Como. Zack Como, I actually played against him at in Texas for a team tournament, Champs Cup. He was on Team Canada, so very good top player, and he's running experimental prototype cadres. Moisturize, mechanize, and optimize. Let's go. So let's see what you got, Zach. He's running the Commander and Cold Star with the triple plasma rifle cyclic with the Strength 10 AP 4 plasma rifle. Love to see that. He's got the Commander and Cold Star with the 4 fusion. This is at 1995. Interesting not to see the fusion blades here, but I'm guessing he's prioritizing. I think the fusion blades maybe cost 25, but seems like he's prioritizing having assault on his unit, and then another enforcer with the plasma rifle. He's got the 3 solo broadsides, which I think are really interesting here because of the change to guiding. They can apply damage really efficiently, where you're just shooting one battle broadside at a time, and if you spike up, then they can change targets. Also operate as a pretty good screen, and they're pretty tough themselves. The Fire Knife teams, which hold those buffs from Experimental Prototype Cadre really well, with access to lethal and sustained, extra AP, and +1 strength, with the full rerolls to hit, just does really well, getting them up to the Strength 8 AP 2 for 2 breakpoint, which is really nice. Got the Sunforge unit for the Commander, double Railgun Hammerhead for those pesky knights, rhinos, whatnot. Again, double Pathfinder. We're running triple Stealthier and a Tiger Shark. I missed this the first time through. I forgot. Yeah, the Tiger Shark is actually really, really good in Experimental Prototype Cadre because again, those buffs land super well on him. Getting the lethal and sustained, extra strength and AP on all those guns. The 2 cyclics, the 2 ion cannons, the missile pods, more blast shots. As long as you can get him on the table reliably and deliver him, it's a hell of a lot of damage. So pretty cool to see 2 Tiger Sharks represented in this so far. Awesome. Next, we want to go to Randy Brigham. So I checked here. Randy actually only lost his game. His one loss was to Brian Doherty, who's one of the best World Eaters players in the world, losing that game 97-79. So great showing for Randy. And Randy is running Crude Hunting Pack, but a little bit different than the Crude Hunting Pack list that's been circulating with 27 Gorillas. Now, I believe he still has 27 Gorillas, but he does not have the shooting backline. So what you're going to see here is the 2 Flesh Shapers to give the 5 Field Note Pains to the unit, and I believe sustained hits. The 2 Lone Spears to give out full rerolls to hit. He's got the Trail Shaper and the War Shaper with the damage enhancement. And then here we go. We've got 40 carnivores, 50 carnivores, 60 carnivores, 70 carnivores, 80 carnivores. 2 Ditz Farstalkers, 15 hounds. He's got the 18 rampagers, 9 Krutox riders. So there you go. You don't need a shooting backline to win with Crude Hunting Pack. You can just win with 80 carnivores and 27 gorillas. Pretty cool list. And definitely, yeah, I can't believe that they went up 10 points. I can't either. I saw that also what is it? The World Eaters, Jackals also went up 10, so I think that's just to keep them in line. I don't really think that was a targeted nerf, but very cool to see a different archetype within Crude Hunting Pack, one that doesn't have a gun line at all. So congrats to Randy. Next, so sad seeing Andrew Gagnon not running Tau, but we won't talk about that. We've got Aiden Dennis. Aiden here is running Kauyan. So interesting to see Exemplar of the Kauyan on a Fire Knife unit. I mean, not that interesting. I guess I'm used to seeing it on Sunforge just as a big deterrent, but getting full hit rerolls with a sustained one is just a really good tool to have in the toolkit and deterrent for your opponent, pushing you early. He's also running Dark Strider, which I think is a good play. I think Dark Strider has gotten better as people have kind of slacked as far as like running infiltrators is concerned. So with things like Death Shroud Terminators back in the meta, I'm seeing Inceptors come back more and more because of the lack of 12-inch Deep Strike denial. I think it's a nice piece to just at least hold your backfield, or you can even leverage it to screen aggressively in the midboard. So love seeing Dark Strider here. The solo broadsides again, which provide a nice little shooting package. The Fire Knife unit with the plasmas. We've got a Ghost Keel, Hammerhead, one Kroot unit, one Pathfinder unit, the Piranhas, and then the triple Riptide double Skyray. This is something I'm seeing very commonly is triple Riptide double Skyray in the Kalyan and Maka list seems to be like a very consistent shooting backline. I've run it myself. Include the Hammerhead in there with the Railgun just for extra punch, and I think that pushing this list would be pretty difficult, even not on the Kalyan turns. And I think that's kind of the thought process from Aiden here is if they decide to shove on me, I have enough damage to back it up. Awesome. Now we're going to go to Jason McKenzie. Jason, very well renowned top player, one of the top players in the world. So let's check out what he's got going on. So Jason's running a really interesting list. I'm not going to lie to you. This is one of those lists where I know Jason's a really good player and I know it's super customized to what he does. I think I have somewhat of an idea what's going on here, but I'm not going to pretend like I fully understand it. So I'm just going to try to interpret what he's doing. And maybe, Jason, if you see this, if you could comment down below the thought process, that would be really helpful so that us noobs can better understand. So he only has the one commander with Starflag Ignition. He's got the Ethereal, and then he's got four broadsides, which I actually ran this in my Retaliation Cadre list, but I'm running, five Crisis units. But I think the four broadsides are really great. Again, if you're shooting something really tough, you want to light them up with two broadsides. Then you have the two other solo broadsides that can either split off if the first two swing up, or they can continue to apply damage until the target is dead. Super efficient damage package and annoying to remove, right? Because this takes three different activations to kill for four broadsides. He's got the Fire Knife team with the missile unit. He's got uh, Star Size with the Flamers, which are really good here. You're getting 66 shots at 511, 521 if you're targeting a non-monster vehicle and they're within 9 inches. He's got one Ghost Keel, one Hammerhead, one Carnivore, one Crutox Rider, and then he's got the double Riptide, Skyray, and then the triple Stealth Suits and Vespid. So his backline shooting package is pretty strong here, right? With the double Riptides, the Skyray, Hammerhead, plus the broadsides. Now, what I think is happening here is that he is holding the Fire and Fade strictly for this Crisis unit, because a lot of times what you find in Retaliation Cadre is you kind of are going into your turn, in my experience, although you can wait till the end of the turn, usually go into your turn knowing which Crisis unit you're going to Fire and Fade, and if you're activating any other Crisis units, most of the time those units aren't going to last very long in the battlefield, so I think what maybe his thought process is I'm just going to use Fire and Fade on this unit every single turn. It's the best Crisis unit and Fire and Fade target I have because they can just go up and down and pick off trash, and then I'm just playing the game with the rest of this stuff with access to buffs from Retaliation Cadre. So obviously it worked pretty well for him. And yeah, really interesting list and cool to see Jason put up some good results with it. Next is, and last but not least, is Auxiliary Cadre. So Donald did go 3-2 here. Guessing he ran it. Let's see what he ran into. Game 2. Ran into Imperial Knights. Surprise, surprise. And round 5, he ran into, let me guess, Death Guard. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so running up against, his only two losses being the two strongest armies of the meta. So just wanted to check out what Donald is running because, again, he's one of the best top players in the world. He's running Auxiliary Cadre, Operation Hidden Drop Guerrillas. Hell yeah, brother. We've got Shadow Sun, Commander Enforcer with Transponder Lock module, which I think is really interesting. I haven't seen this enhancement run very often. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to deep strike in the first turn. So a little bit of an alpha strike, or maybe to pick off some infiltrating units, or at least deter your opponent from pushing you early. But he's running with a missile unit. He's got an ethereal. He's got the Firesight team with Admired Leader to give out the extra OC to those auxiliary units, and then he has the Kroot Lone Spear to help buff his Kroot units. We're running 2x2 broadside battle suits, which I think is really good in Ox Cadre, bumping up those rail shots to AP5. Um, they take the extra AP super well and just are a super efficient damage package. Behind all of the Kroot that really screen for those two units, meaning they can activate a few different times, which is really strong. We got the Fire Knife unit with the missile pods. We got a Ghost Kill here to antagonize in the middle of the table. One Hammerhead with the with the Ion Cannon again, great target for the extra AP. He's got a Kroot Carnivore unit and he's got a Kroot Hound unit, which I was messing around with the Kroot Hound unit. I was min-maxing with points and wasn't able to fit it in, but I really like the Kroot Hound unit as like a tie-up unit. Does a really good job of like wrapping rhinos. Like what you could do is give it extra OC, start it near a Kroot Carnivore unit to activate its ability to advance and charge. And what you could do is, then they're going to move between 13 to 18 inches, charge a rhino, then you can interlocking maneuvers and screen a huge part of the table, or put 10 OC onto your opponent's natural. So it's a really strong tech piece in my opinion, and something that I mess around with a little bit. And I do really like the 10-man Kroot Hound unit. It's just a very good screen that has some pretty strong um, primary denial abilities. Next, we've got the 9 Rampagers. I'm upset. Um, I am very upset that we're not seeing more Rampagers here, but I do like it. I'm assuming the 6-man is going to be reserved for the buffs for the full hit rerolls. Next, we've got the Pathfinder unit and double stealth suit, double Vespid. He's getting away with only the one, or excuse me, the two Vespid, excuse me, the two stealth suits because of Shadow Sun here. So yeah, all things considered, really cool to see such a wide variety of Tau lists out here in the meta today. Really goes to show you that as long as you put in the time and effort to learn your list really well, that you can be successful with any detachment, which I think is a pretty cool place to be for top players. That's going to do it for today's video. Thanks everybody for checking it out. Appreciate you sticking to the end. If you did enjoy, would appreciate if you supported the channel. If you're new here, subscribe. We come out with weekly Tau videos and Tau content. Coming up here in the near future, I'll be doing collabs with other creators and starting some live streams, TTS games, stuff like that. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.